Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Yu Cheng Hong. Now, I found this guy actually through my YouTube dashboard. He was one of the YouTubers that a lot of the viewers or subscribers I have, like they follow this guy or watch his videos apparently. And super glad I found his YouTube channel because he does have quite a few videos here. Highly recommend, and I love his process videos. And yeah, so let's run through a couple of his videos and then we'll go to his website. Anyway, I will link all of his links in the description below, and also the videos that I picked out here. It kind of reminds me a little bit of there's another artist called Evan Lee. They do a lot of studies as well, like these types of painting studies, and definitely Evan Lee has a way more like out there, but they're kind of in the same level of quality, very high quality. A lot of their work is like super, like it can go from just basic sketches to really fleshed out illustrations. So he starts up with a basic sketch, line work, and then I just want to go over his video quickly to just see his general process, and you can always watch it the full length in your own time. So line sketch, right? And then he does like a basic flat for the whole subject, kind of a wash in a way, and then he paints it directly. He's painting each individual feathers, kind of. He's using some kind of brushy brush. You know what I mean? You know, a brush with bristles, right? You know, when you're, oh wow, this is so effortful. Where it takes a lot of effort to do this, or basically time, but the results are gonna be amazing, I bet. So why does he start out with the? Oh, so he started out with the light color first, and then he added the darks. In this case, it's the darker parts are obviously the darker edges or the darker patterns of the. It looks like a falcon to me. So it's all under a clipping mask, or a clipping layer rather. Oh, by the way, the Photoshop is so old. Like, this is like CS6. If you look at this, the logo right here, this guy right here, like that's old as hell. But do I even have this version? I don't think in my old laptop I have it, but right now it's just the 2020 plus something. Okay, so a huge chunk of the video is just, or the process is just him. This is very meticulous work. And I'm very impressed when artists have this. Oh shit. It's like we jumped an entire level. Okay, so the darks, right? And then the shadows. So he started out with the patterns first, basically the flats in a way, and then the shadows were added later. One big shadow, and then I think he'll sculpt out some of the shadow maybe, I'm guessing. You know, for the underlighting maybe. Oh no. Or core shadows or something. I don't even know the proper terms, but yeah, whatever he's doing right now, it's starting to become more 3D. You know, there's more volume now, and it does take a lot of subtlety. Like, you have to be subtle with the way you do shadows, especially when you're doing it for 3D purposes. Because there's like a cell shading way of doing shadows where it still looks kind of flat, and the 3Dness is sort of suggested, but with this kind of approach, you have to be a little more subtle with it. And he's using some kind of directional brush, and it's kind of a flat brush, but the edge has a bit of like a fade to it. That's very common too with Evan Lee's work. Again, I will link Evan Lee's work in the description below as well. So a good portion of the video or process as well is him working on the shadows. Oh shit, what happened? Why is the color different? So the flats first, and then the main shadows, right? And then the lighting or color effects. So these are sort of it's basically the final adjustments where we're adding, you know, the final touches. You know, the areas of focus, for example, the two parts of the wings at the top, and also the head of the falcon here, where it has a bit more saturation. I do see a bit of purples and like blue or cools and warms. We're done with a soft brush to add to that contrast as well. Okay. Everything else is just like finishing touches from here on. Wow, it looks so realistic to Jesus. If you want more of this kind of thing, again, check out obviously Yu Cheng Hong, but also Evan Lee. They do a lot of these sorts of studies where they study realistic stuff and then you'll see it sort of applied in their own designs. So that's basically the, oh, and some mixer brushes being used in the end to add a bit of that painterly look. Okay. So we'll check out 2 more videos because I think this is the one I saw first of his or Yu Cheng Hong's videos. Obviously, it's the most recent one, but if you look at the process, it's not that complicated, but I think it's just very, like, it takes a while to do this. It's so amazing, right? In this case, there was no like color flats first. There was more drawing involved, I think, or line work in a way. And then in this case, he added like a gray flat, basically a silhouette of the whole thing. And then he'll color everything within that via a clipping layer or a bunch of clipped layers, right? So the shadows, basically he'll start with a bunch of gray values. He'll figure all that out in this phase. And like you have to be careful when you skip this. Jeez, like every time I skip a little bit beyond, like the level of detail just freaking increases. Anyway, reminds me a little bit of Wei Fang, Chi Baolin. I will link all of these artists that are kind of like Yu Cheng Hong in the description below. But yeah, a huge chunk of the video is just a grayscale, and then the colors were added last. And I think he does use quite a few adjustment layers. Maybe I'm seeing color balance. I'm not sure what tool is that. Gradient maps as well, which is very common whenever you're trying to color grayscale paintings or renderings. So definitely the colors come last. Like you don't really see him do it in the beginning. He figures out the everything, the design, the details, in the drawing and in the grayscale portion, and then the colors are more of an afterthought, right? So in a way, you're sort of approaching your illustration in a very consumable manner where you're not trying to do everything at once. Shit. I think I'm stuttering because I'm not sure. Is it because of the coffee? Is it because of the video? I'm not sure. Anyway, obviously, even though this is cool, I do like this one. It's the cyborg geisha or geisha. So hot. So yeah, again, drawing in the beginning. This one takes some time, and then again the silhouette. Right, so let me just move, and then he takes it away and does the shadows. So I think the silhouette in the beginning just helps with the future rendering. So everything is just in, like, you can clip everything. So you're not wasting time having to erase parts that's kind of going beyond into the background, right? So basically you're painting in under one layer, right? And you're just using a bunch of clipping layers to paint within that overall silhouette. So yeah, working on the shadows here, basically lighting, but still in grayscale. And now we're separating each part into its own thing, right? The armor, the hair. I'm assuming this helps with the rendering later on, right? And as you can see, there's no color here. He'll just add or pick the colors right after. And what's cool here is you have the flexibility to change things, especially like the colors, because they're kind of in their own section, right? You don't have to repaint anything. You can just sort of change the saturation, change the hue, and you can, like, it's more you can go back to your work basically and change the colors anyway easily, right? Even in the grayscale portion, it already looks good. And you know, a lot of artists say this, that if your artwork or design looks good even in this stage, whether it's just a line drawing or a grayscale rendering or painting, if the moment you add color, it's usually going to end up pretty good as well. Obviously, you can make it worse. There's always that possibility, but if you can finish things well this way, it's going to make your any kind of stage that comes after that even better, right? So then I think he eventually goes and works on the face. Oh, what kind of brushes is he using? Looks like a basic sort of hard brush. No texture brushes. Very interesting. It's kind of like a triangle brush. Now this one's a round brush, but I don't really see him use a lot of soft brushes. Maybe later on in the coloring stage, when he'll add like the gradients and stuff like that, or final touches. But in the main stage, it's just like a round brush or some kind of hard brush, and it's very opaque. I don't see a lot of transparency in their work. Now I know the round brush or the basic like no texture brush can look sometimes boring. It does, but when you zoom out, it's gonna look good, right? But when you can see those really round sort of edges, I get why some people don't like it. But I think it does get better the moment you add color. And obviously, the more you zoom out, the less you see the round brush, I think it's gonna look good. Even the armor for the shoulder looks really good. It's kind of like a mask with a set of horns, right? You see that a lot in like samurai, like the masks they wear, as a part of their armor or headset, right? Do you see how as you zoom out, it does look way more refined, even though it's done with a basic, simple round brush. Maybe there is a little slight transparency, but it's mostly hard. And then where's the coloring stage? See, look at how like 90% of the video or the process is just him in grayscale, right? Jesus Christ. And then he'll add the colors later. I'm not sure how he does it again. Either gradient maps or just layer mode effects. Interesting. Just check this part right here. It's just in its own layer. It's not an adjustment layer. Very interesting. Oh, so maybe these are masks or something? Like he's separating out the fabric or the clothing. Very interesting. And look at how everything is in a clipping layer. It really makes the coloring process way easier because you don't have to, again, worry about, the background. Here you can see some soft brushes being used, and then you add the patterns later, right? Because it's hard to paint that in the beginning. So might as well just add that later on as more of as an overlay sort of effect. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. I definitely did like it. So check out the Yu Cheng Hong's work. And then we'll go to his website because you'll see a lot more here. And he has tons of stuff: character design, illustration, line art, background work, and he even has like studies, rough sketches. It's a very cool looking sort of laid out, organized portfolio, right? A really nice looking website. So let's go over to his illustrations because I did see this in one of his YouTube shorts, and he got them as an acrylic art print, and they look so good. I think it was this one or like one of these, and it looks so amazing printed. And he had a bunch of these printed out, and it looks so cool. But look at how detailed it is. I'm not sure if he's using some base 3D here, or maybe all of it is just paint. I don't even know. But the point is, it looks so refined and finished. Onabugeisha, look at that. And it's almost hard to see the paint strokes from this view. You would really have to zoom in to be able to see any kind of paint strokes, So lots of highly finished, highly rendered work. I think this is classified as splash art, right? Where it's close to that sort of a level of illustration where it's so, finished. Oh, we have Anubis here. Damn, they cut out the feet. Really cool. Oh, some kind of cyberpunk geisha. Look at that. Really cool designs here. Oh, look at the face design. Reminds me a little bit of Lucy from Cyberpunk. I think it's the white hair and the makeup, right? Pretty hot. Look at that. Very highly... Oh, a mecha. Very interesting. Even the background, I think it's painted as well. Jesus. Oh, it's so over. So yeah, check out this guy. What's his name again? Yu Cheng Hong. Especially his YouTube channel, because he does have quite a few videos here. And he's a very recent channel. I mean, the last video he did was 7 days ago. Again, check out this one, the Cyborg Geisha. It's definitely my favorite. This one's kind of okay too. The samurai concept, right? So he does both illustration and concept design. Jesus, is this our competition, guys? Oh, fuck. Anyway, I will link also other similar artists in the description below. And if you know artists who are kind of like Yu Cheng Hong, link share their name or their account if you can in the description below or in the comments below, so people can find their work as well. So yeah, that's it for this art review of Yu Cheng Hong. Really amazing artist I found. Thankfully, I did find him. Again, it was through the YouTube dashboard thing, but highly recommended. And yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.